5th Blue Springs City Council meeting. If you will stand with me, I will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You can be seated. I will now call the meeting to order. First item on the agenda is confirmation of a quorum.
Councilmember Kaler.
Present.
Tholen. Present. Brummel.
Present.
Erickson.
Present.
Edmondson.
Here.
Councilmember Rowan is absent. Mayor Levasseur.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Next item is the consent agenda. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? Councilmember Erickson, I believe, had a couple items he wanted to bring some attention to.
Oh, you wanted to do, I thought we were doing that at the end of the meeting.
No, this is the time you can
All
discuss
right,
the items
well,
on the consent
there's all
agenda.
kinds of discussion items. I just wanted to make public, or a little more public to the public, if you will. Item C about the purchase and installation of playground equipment at Rotary Park. The constituents have asked for that and asked for that, and it's coming, and I want everybody out in the digital world to know that we're doing what we said we would do. And then if Dennis or Justin could say something about the item E, about the DC Structures event. I think that's really, really exciting, and it's hard to pull out of the program. Just a short synopsis of what it is.
Yeah, so staff worked with Stantec, which is the architect of record on the Southwest Park project. Through that design process, we explored various different types of delivery methods. Standard construction was what we were looking for at first, and there was a sub-consultant on the project that had designed a facility. That facility was coming in significantly over budget. So along with Stantec, staff worked to look for prefabricated, or they're not modular buildings, but they're prefabricated. They're cut in a factory kind of kit buildings, and we're able to come up with a building that will deliver all the programming needs that we have, as well as keeping the facility the size that needs to be designed to for the park.
Cool, thank you. I just thought it was pretty exciting when I heard about it, and I want everybody else to know about it. So.
Yes, thank you, Councilmember. As somebody who lives a couple blocks from Rotary Park, we're pretty excited about the new playground equipment too. It'll be nice to have both sides.
Is that for you or the kids?
I think it's personally for me, yes, and the new bathrooms too, because they're there as well. So it's
Your
great.
Honor,
Yes, Councilmember Edmondson.
since you brought up Rotary Park and the playground, that playground, I believe I was on the Park Commission when that was installed, which is showing my age, I know, but it's nice to see that it lasted, but now it's time to change, so.
Was that just 4 or 5 years ago? Something like that?
Yeah,
Oh,
when you
okay.
moved into your house.
Oh, okay. That has been a while. All right, any other discussion on the consent agenda? Okay, then we'll have a roll call.
Councilmember Kaler.
Present.
Aye.
Aye.
Tholen. Aye. Brummel.
Aye.
Erickson.
Aye.
Edmondson.
Aye.
Mayor Levasseur.
Aye.
Carried unanimously.
Next item is a public hearing. And I think the clerk has some items to read into the record.
Mayor, the city has one exhibit to enter into the record, City Council Information Form dated December 26, 2025, with the following attachments: staff report with attachments, application with attachments, affidavits of publication in the Examiner on December 6, 2025, 185-foot notification map, names, addresses of property owners within 185 feet of the site, copy of letters sent to said property owners, Title IV Land Use Section Blue Springs Code of Ordinances by reference, 2014 Comprehensive Plan by reference, and bill approving the vacation of right-of-way. This is all we have to enter for the record.
Staff, if you'll be sworn in and give us your report.
They do.
My name is Asif Hawk. I'm an associate planner with the City of Blue Springs. Thank you, Mayor and council members. Before you this evening is a request for the vacation of a 60-foot portion of right-of-way on Magellan Drive. The right-of-way to be vacated on Magellan Drive is currently undeveloped and cuts through the middle of the existing Blue Springs Public Works facility site. This vacation is being requested so that the new building addition, as well as the service yard area, can expand south into this vacated portion. The new building area is 26,040 square feet. It includes interior renovations, visitor and staff parking expansion, and yard improvements. Staff supports the request to vacate the right-of-way on Magellan Drive as it is currently undeveloped with no future development plans. Staff does not feel as though anyone else will be negatively impacted by these requests. Utility providers have been notified and either do not have facilities, interest, or objections in the right-of-way to be vacated or are waiving their objections under the condition that existing utility easements will be retained and facilities will be protected. Staff recommends approval of this vacation request with one condition noted in the staff report. The applicants are here and we'll be happy to answer any questions that you may have. Thank you.
Is there any questions for staff from the council? Okay, then if the applicant can come forward and answer any questions. If you don't have any, that's fine too. Does the council have any questions for the applicant? Okay, you did a good job. You didn't have to come up and say anything. You knocked it out of the park. All right, well then with that, we will go to the public. Is there anyone in the audience like to speak in support of? Anyone in opposition to? Any other comments from the council before I close the public hearing? We will close the public hearing. Next item is introduction and reading of Bill 5374, approving the vacation of the Public Works Building.
I'll introduce it, Your Honor.
First reading of Bill 5374, an ordinance vacating a 60-foot right-of-way of Magellan Drive of Walnut Street Development, Blue Springs, Jackson County, Missouri.
Have a
Oh.
motion?
Is it my turn? Yes. I was surprised. Your Honor, I move we approve on the first reading and move to the second.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed, no? Motion carries. Second reading.
Second reading of Bill 5374, an ordinance vacating a 60-foot right-of-way of Magellan Drive of Walnut Street Development, Blue Springs, Jackson County, Missouri.
Your Honor, we move to approve the second reading and provide the proper ordinance number.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Roll call.
Councilmember Tholen.
Aye.
Brummel.
Aye.
Erickson.
Aye.
Edmondson.
Aye.
Kaler.
Aye.
Mayor Levasseur.
Aye.
Carried unanimously and given ordinance number 5473.
We don't have any speaker appearance forms for the bills on the agenda tonight, so we'll move on to item 7, introduction and reading of Bill 5375, approving a funding agreement with MoDOT.
I'll introduce it, Your Honor.
First reading of Bill 5375, an ordinance approving a contract between the City of Blue Springs and Missouri Highways and Transportation Commission for sidewalks along State Route 7 Highway from 40 Highway to Southwest Lake Village, Southwest Liggett Road, CIP-43 STBG 1207408.
Your Honor, I move we approve on the first reading and move to the second.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed, no? Motion carries. Second reading.
Second reading of Bill 5375, an ordinance approving a contract between the City of Blue Springs and Missouri Highways and Transportation Commission for sidewalks along State Route 7 Highway from 40 Highway to Southwest Lake Village, Southwest Liggett Road, CIP-43 STBG 1207408.
Your Honor, move to approve the second reading and provide the proper ordinance number.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Roll call.
Councilmember Brummel.
Aye.
Erickson.
Aye.
Edmondson.
Aye.
Kaler.
Aye.
Tholen.
Aye.
Mayor Levasseur.
Aye.
Carried unanimously and given ordinance number 5474.
Next is item 8, introduction and reading of Bill 5376, approving a different funding agreement with MoDOT.
I'll introduce it, Your Honor.
First reading Bill 5376, an ordinance approving a contract between the City of Blue Springs and Missouri Highways and Transportation Commission for sidewalks along State Route 7 Highway from 40 Highway to Southwest Lake Village, Southwest Liggett Road, CIP-43 TAP 9901447.
Your Honor, I move we approve on the first reading and move to the second.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed, no? Motion carries. Second reading.
Second reading of Bill 5376, an ordinance approving a contract between the City of Blue Springs and Missouri Highways and Transportation Commission for sidewalks along State Route 7 Highway from 40 Highway to Southwest Lake Village, Southwest Liggett Road, CIP-43 TAP 9901447.
Your Honor, I move to approve the second reading and provide the proper ordinance number.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Roll call.
Councilmember Erickson.
Aye.
Edmondson.
Aye.
Kaler.
Aye.
Tholen.
Aye.
Brummel.
Aye.
Mayor Livesay.
Aye.
Carried unanimously and given ordinance number 5475.
Finally, item 9, introduction to reading bill 5377, approving the final funding agreement for MoDOT for the evening.
I'll introduce it.
First reading of Bill 5377, an ordinance approving a contract between the City of Blue Springs and Missouri Highways and Transportation Commission for road improvements along AA Highway from 40 Highway to the eastern city limits, CIP-43, STBG 9901448.
Your Honor, I move we approve on the first reading and move to the second reading.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, no. Motion carries. Second reading.
Second reading of Bill 5377, an ordinance approving a contract between the City of Blue Springs and Missouri Highways and Transportation Commission for road improvements along AA Highway from 40 Highway to the eastern city limits, CIP-43, STBG 9901448.
Your Honor, move to approve the second reading and provide the proper ordinance number.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Roll call.
Councilmember Edmondson.
Aye.
Kaler.
Aye.
Tholen.
Aye.
Brummel.
Aye.
Erickson.
Aye.
Mayor Livesay.
Aye.
Carried unanimously and given ordinance number 5476.
Next is item 10, introduction and reading bill 5378, improving an intergovernmental agreement with the Land Bank.
I'll introduce it.
First reading Bill 5378, an ordinance approving an intergovernmental agreement between the City of Blue Springs, Missouri and the Land Bank of Blue Springs, Missouri to provide administrative and operational support.
Your Honor, I move we approve on the first reading and move to the second.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, no. Motion carries. Second reading.
Second reading Bill 5378, an ordinance approving an intergovernmental agreement between the City of Blue Springs, Missouri and the Land Bank of Blue Springs, Missouri to provide administrative and operational support.
Your Honor, move to approve the second reading and provide the proper ordinance number.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Roll call.
Councilmember Kaler.
Aye.
Tholen.
Aye.
Brummel.
Aye.
Erickson.
Aye.
Edmondson.
Aye.
Mayor Livesay.
Aye.
Carried unanimously and given ordinance number 5477.
Finally, item 11, introduction to reading bill 5379, calling for an election for the issuance of revenue bonds.
I'll introduce it.
First reading of Bill 5379, an ordinance calling an election for the issuance of revenue bonds for the water and sewer systems and treatment plant by the City of Blue Springs, Missouri.
Your Honor, I move we approve on the first reading and move to the second.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, no. Motion carries. Second reading.
Second reading of Bill 5379, an ordinance calling an election for the issuance of revenue bonds for the water and sewer systems and treatment plant by the City of Blue Springs, Missouri.
Your Honor, move to approve the second reading and provide the proper ordinance number.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Roll call.
Councilmember Tholen.
Aye.
Brummel.
Aye.
Erickson.
Aye.
Edmondson.
Aye.
Kaler.
Aye.
Mayor Livesay.
Aye.
Carried unanimously and given ordinance number 5478.
Okay, I think the city clerk gets the award for the most words tonight. We're gonna move on to item 12, which is a discussion of the evaluation of the church property to host city events. I believe Councilmember Kaler, Councilmember Erickson, you had requested this discussion. Who wants to kick us off?
Go ahead.
Well,
Councilmember Erickson?
I want to be sure in the CIP, I don't have it in front of me, it says World Cup. I want to be sure that the public understands what I'm about to say, and what I hope we approve is for all city events, not just World Cup events, because one day that'll be over with. We've owned this property for right at a year. At that time, I think, Mayor, you and I kind of quipped a little bit about it'd be kind of fun to watch the Super Bowl. Obviously, we didn't have time to do it, so it was kind of a formal joke, if you will. But since then, we've had a year go by. We have the World Cup, we have the Brew Fest, we have all types, if you will, of events that are possible to have there. However, I don't believe we have the, not sure what the right word is, the professional planning to know what we can utilize and what we can't utilize safely for our community. So I think it's a plus for downtown. We find out what we can do. And I also think it will add to the value of the property as the request for proposal comes through.
Okay. This is an item for discussion, so any other discussion?
Yeah, and
Councilmember
to
Kent.
evaluate, Your Honor, would be very helpful. And if, remember my hesitation of the whole thing was what was in the building and how was it left over and the length of the time of it being empty. But I'm more concerned in what could we actually do with that building, what kind of evaluations could be made of what possibly to help even those developers out that going, but we don't have that idea of what it could be done with. We don't even know how much is could stand, or even if anything would have to be demolished. And I was just kind of curious about that part of it, Your Honor.
So in the information form packet, staff's got an evaluation of what this cost would be. So I think it would be appropriate if there's some particular direction that we want to give the staff, that is a recommendation from you guys to what that would look like. Anything to direct staff to do?
Your Honor, if I could maybe ask a question to the staff, if you will. Are those numbers based upon a question or questions that were asked to the professionals outside of the community, or were they in-house numbers? And if they're in-house numbers, then I would say, hey, let's find out what it really costs. And I don't remember the exact high number, but I would leave it up to administration to pick that. Is that a fair question?
Staff, if you can address that.
Yeah, the estimate that we came up with was an in-house estimate of what it would take to go in and evaluate the sanctuary for public viewing events. So it is not a structural evaluation for future use or for future redevelopment of the project, but just what it would take to safely host events in there. As was mentioned, the building's been empty for over 10 years and has not been used in any way inside. So we just maintained it, but we have not done any evaluation to be able to use inside of the building.
Okay, Councilmember Kaler.
A question to City Administrator. So would it be abnormal, or wouldn't it be normal to go in and see what we could actually, or what the building would be used, not only with events there, but even with proposals of different developers of what, wouldn't that help them along the way to help develop the thing?
Probably not based on the timeline that we're working on. The RFPs are due on March 10th. So anybody that's interested in reviewing the property before they make a proposal would be able to tour it, and we could give them access to the building to be able to see the condition of it before they were to submit a proposal. But the timing of it, with the World Cup event starting in June, being able to do this evaluation and then being able to have time to make improvements to make it be ready to use is a little unknown, and we're not even sure that we could get all of that accomplished before a viewing event occurred.
Okay.
Your Honor, would you state again the numbers that you put in the CIP? My computer doesn't open.
We put in 20 to 50,000 as an estimate. We're just not sure what it would take, but we'd need to have like the ADA accessibility evaluated, the sprinkler system, cleaning, the condition of the air and stuff inside the facility. So we're not exactly sure until we got estimates from contractors.
Councilmember Brumwell.
So we could have the estimates of $20,000 to $50,000, and then we could figure out the ADA isn't up to standards, and we could have another additional X amount of dollars on top of it.
Likely. These numbers are just for evaluation, and we know after being in the building that it would take some expense to get it prepared to be used, and we just don't know what that estimate would be at this point.
And what would be the time frame are we looking at, from proposal time to getting that back to having a plan in place for us voting for it to be done and so on?
Yeah, we would start as soon as tomorrow to get contracts in place for the evaluation. So that would take some time. And depending on the cost of those contracts, if it's under $75,000, we can process them in-house or in administration. If not, we'd have to bring it back to the council. The proposals are due March 10th. So that's just about 2 months from now. So we might be able to get some of those evaluations completed by the time the proposals are done. And then to have it, the building ready for any summer use, the first event held in Kansas City is June 16th.
And do we have somebody in mind, or are we voting on who we're going to be doing those proposals? I mean,
no, just giving staff direction to seek out those proposals and to do what it would take to evaluate the property.
Do you have another one?
I do.
Okay, go.
So we wouldn't have a contractor already under a contract, so we would have to take it out to RFP.
Yeah, we would do a bid process on it. It
So
may
that
not
would
be a
be-
full RFP, but we could get submittals for what it would cost to evaluate it.
So that's at least 3 to 4 weeks to be able to do that, correct?
I would say so.
So now we're talking a month before the RFPs are due?
Other discussion?
If I may,
Councilmember Evans, yeah.
and I'm kind of tagging on what Nick said. To me, it seems like spending a lot of money before we actually get a reply based on the RFPs. It might be better to hold off. I'm not saying staff couldn't look around and see who might be interested in it, but hold off until we find out what's actually somebody wants to do with the property. If somebody may come in and put a deal in that they want the property, but they're going to take all the structure down, and we spent $50,000 to find out nothing, basically. So to me, it would be more sense to hold off until those come back. As you said, 4 weeks, that's given on a good time. If they have to take at least 4 weeks probably to inspect the property and stuff, and by that time we get an answer. So to me, it seems like we should at least wait till those come in before we take action.
Councilmember Brummel.
Yeah, thinking about that, I mean, you got 4 weeks for an RFP, then you give them 30 days to do it. You're talking 2 months at that point. So that gets you to what, March, April? So you're at April, and then if it needs any repairs, then we would have to take it out to bid again, correct? So then you take it out to bid, that's another 30 days. You're into May, June. So you've already missed out before the work even starts, is what you're kind of, if I did my timeline correct.
Yes, that's correct. And I don't know what impact that might have also on the RFP proposals and that evaluation process, because when those come in on March 10th, we'll start evaluating those. And based on the last couple of RFPs we did, we named a developer within about a month after that process was completed. So there would be some overlap there in evaluating those and then trying to get work done that we might designate a developer shortly thereafter for a redevelopment.
Your Honor.
Councilmember Erickson.
So it's been, what, almost a year since we did the RFP on the lumberyard?
The lumberyard RFP, the developer was designated, I believe, in March.
So almost a year, 9 months.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I don't disagree with any of the comments on what I think are negative and positives, except we don't do anything, we don't spend any money, but if we do something, we find out what we can and can't do. If we have an RFP that's granted and it's gonna take months to do that, that's a lot of money in my pocket. I don't have that much money, but I think we have a $2-point-some million product there that we're sitting, waiting for a third party to basically bid on. We didn't really even give them parameters on what to do. If that RFP weren't over our heads right now, for lack of a better term, it seems like it would be more palatable to your timeline, if you will. I don't want to spend anybody's money, but I think the maximum that the staff could do, because they're very discreet with how they spend money and get the process started, and that doesn't mean they have to spend all the money. And go, hey, call your company or somebody else's company, and they say, hey, we don't care, we think it's a waste of your money. Or they say, that's a great idea, let's do something. We'll never know unless we do it.
But this was just for the sanctuary, correct? It wasn't for the entire building. You're wanting the entire building, correct?
Whatever the money could do. I'd start with the sanctuary and I'd move whatever direction we could go. Because the sanctuary is, if you say just the sanctuary, then in my head, that's just the oval building or the semicircular building. It wouldn't necessarily incorporate the restrooms, the lobby, the access, this, that, and the other, or what's up above it and what's down below it. I think my opinion would be that if someone were to come in and do an evaluation, they surely wouldn't be so short-sighted as to stop at that. They might stop at the dollar value, but that I would pretty much open-end it from that standpoint up to that dollar figure that we would allow them to do.
The next appropriate step then, if you have some intention to do that, would be to make a motion to direct staff along those lines.
Tell me again the maximum you can do without any further direction.
75,000.
Then, Your Honor, I would move that we direct staff to spend up to $75,000 using their discretion to evaluate the church property, starting with the sanctuary for
Okay.
public use.
Got a motion from Councilmember Erickson to direct staff to spend up to $75,000 to evaluate the church property for city events. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second for Councilmember Kaler. So now we can have discussion on the motion. Is there any discussion on the motion? Councilmember Kaler.
Just to be clear though, this is just not for a World Cup. This is to broaden any kind of event that we might be able to have at 15th and Main in that location. I'm just kind of disappointed we didn't do this a few months ago, and we would know where we stand. But that's my opinion. That's where I'm standing.
Okay. Any other discussion on the motion? Councilmember Brummel?
I guess I have a question for staff. If we do this, do we have to change up any insurance or anything like that? Do we have insurance that would even allow us to let people in the building to do this, or?
We currently do not, so we'd have to have that evaluated as part of the overall evaluation as well.
So would that be part of the 75,000 that you've made a motion on?
No, it would be, we'd need to evaluate the condition of the building to see what it would take to get it to be usable first. And then based on that and those improvements that would be made, we'd get an insurance quote to cover that building in the interior.
Your Honor,
Councilmember Kaler.
wouldn't the insurance be based on whether or not how much the building could be used or not used? That would, wouldn't that adjust how much our premium would be for that?
You know, they usually do it on the value of the building, making sure the building is safe and adequate for use. Public use is one thing, and then the cost of the structure in the building. It's usually based on the cost of the building,
Okay.
not the use of it.
Any further discussion? Okay, with that, let's roll call this one.
Councilmember Brummel,
No.
Erickson,
Aye.
Edmondson,
No.
Kaler,
Aye.
Tholen,
No.
Mayor Levesey.
No.
Motion fails.
All right, with that, we will move on to council member comments. Any council members have anything exciting from your holidays you want to tell us about? I know Councilmember Rowan is currently in London with Blue Spring South Band and Choir and Orchestra.
He's actually in
So-
Rome today.
Oh,
I got
he's in
pictures.
Rome today. Oh, look at that, fancy.
Someone's got to keep track of him.
Any other items from the council? Well, the only thing I have besides Happy New Year to everybody is between now and the next council meeting, our regularly scheduled council meeting will not be on Monday, the 19th as per usual, because that will be the Martin Luther King holiday. So city offices will be closed on January 19th, and then we will have our city council meeting on Tuesday, the 20th, so a bit different than normal. Don't have anything else that I'm aware of going on in the next couple of weeks, so unless I'm missing something, then I will accept a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed, no? We are adjourned.